Yes, I like both. Of course, in general, I like. In a way, I like Hollywood filmmaking because they treat you like princess. It's really comfortable and you just feel at ease. And but in Hong Kong, making dumplings, it was quite difficult. And I was ready one time, we're shooting on the top floor of the residential areas, really, really poor place, and no air conditioning. It was like 100-some degrees. And we're in the little kitchen, and the meat was stinking. And crystal oil, everybody, the lighting, everybody was like sweaty. So you smell all these things like the half size of this room. And I was jet lagged. I was making all this dumplings, meat are bad. Then they gave me this fig chin here, was like infected with the sweat on my skin. I was like itching. Then I look outside the window. I say, wow, you see this burning sun. I say, if I jump, we'll be in peace. So I was ready to commit suicide. But the good thing about making Asian film in Hong Kong is keep you humble, which is really, really good to not be spoiled. Like Hollywood, sometimes you get spoiled. But in Hong Kong, it's like keep you humble, keep you close to life, so which is very good for your soul. Depends on what kind of film. Yes, in general, it is because of the commercial film is more about stars or explosion or whatever exotic themes they have for the film. But in Hong Kong, in Asia, I've noticed, like in Europe and Asia, people are more concentrated on female leading characters because they are more complex, more sensitive, more romantic. I think, yes, there's a lot of people do films from their heart, their soul, and they make film for many, many years. It's like Chinese food. It's like in Europe, the wine take a long time to make a good one. So they take their time, they devote their love to it instead of just making a film, make money. Unfortunately, I think right now it's a little bit similar. Like the world, come to one. Like Asian right now is so exciting. I was just there in Chinese New Year, like every day, every night. I say I go out to eat, but all the food, every restaurant surprises me. So they bring all this old cuisine, old way of cooking back to the contemporary life here. So, but the dumplings is somehow, it's Asian way of sort of people believing in having a plastic surgery internally. Because the Chinese medicine, you take Chinese medicine for a long time, then you change, you keep youth. But in the Western world, much more like a fact right now, I want results, so they cut you. It's like plastic surgery. But I think both of them are, for me, I never done anything, I would never do anything, because I think it's, when you start have the knife cut on you, one scar leads to another. So you're always trying to correct them, which somehow you lose your soul, you become not confident, you don't believe in yourself. So somehow I feel like human life or in this universe is like a museum, all of our belong to here. When you start to lose yourself, to change your nature, which I think a God or a higher being made us the way supposed to be perfect for this person. When you start to change that, you're out of this museum, you're like a wandering soul. It's like in Dumplings. I think the film's about the lost souls in fast-paced society. People are desperately grabbed something which really destroyed by their own soul and heart. I don't. I think I'm sort of like my character in a way. I think she could exist like 1,000 years ago, could be existent 1,000 years later. She's a spirit. Like seems like the material things are all things does not matter to her. She's like looking at us like from above. And for me, no, I think age adds so much beauty to it if you're allowed to. And if you're afraid, it's your spirits, you interfere and make you ugly or old or terrified of age, terrified of changes. But if you embrace that, it adds so much of richness and layers of the personality and mystery as a human nature. And for me, I think that really internal beauty is the most important. It's the light come from your heart. And that will make you beautiful. It's not like physically how you look. Sometimes in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills especially, sometimes I'm waiting for a meeting or have lunch or sitting there, I watching those women. I'm sure they're beautiful, but when they done plastic surgery, I feel like they, unfortunately, look much more worse than who they really are looking at that time. I just feel I don't know why people are doing that, but for me, I'm not afraid of it. I think that's a step of life, and you need to embrace. Then you can learn, feel so much more beautiful. You're not supposed to say that because people haven't seen the film. You have to leave that mystery. So you can't reveal that. Otherwise, you take the ingredients away. And making dumplings the secret therapy people shouldn't know. Only I know. Anyway, so actually, I don't know. I think a portray character. Actually, in the beginning, I was asked Peter Chen, Fu Chen, and everybody, director, producer, said, "What do you want me to do? What kind of character you want to see?" Because like a husband and wife, you can find in real life easily. But her, of course, right now you see it because I already made her on screen. But on paper, it's like, what is this? It's a spirit and which way you're going. So there's no personality there, or could be anyone. So it's quite hard. But how I started was basically trying to find her, and this is the most difficult character for me to play because she's very smart and challenges me, misleading me, guide me, test me, and doing all kinds of tricks. Because every time I play characters, sort of for me, it's like a journey, or with my characters secretively, like a tango together or love affair. So I don't really quite see her. She always cover herself, different shapes. I say, where you are. So in the end, basically, in the beginning, I couldn't find her, so I gave up looking for her. I was just being in that moment, feel how I feel at that moment. So just I have all this instinct. I say, I want a fan, I want to have a flower seed, I have all these things. Director said, you have so many ideas. I said, I don't know why, they just come to me. And I had such a joy of playing her. And every take, almost you see in the movie, is one take. Because we don't have enough time, they were concentrated on another female part. I said, come on, give me another take. He said, you're great. I said, I just had feel like vivid, this energy and this character inside of me wants to have fun, to dance. So not really though. In the beginning, of course, I was aware of she's in a different stage of age. And I think she just internally, exteriorly, that's just how she looks. She'll never change because she has a healthy attitude and she's confident in herself. She has a positive perspective of life. So, but of course, I made a little bit aware of her when you live through life for many years, then your posture changes. So first time I met her was walking through the stairs. I come back from the border, carry this, and it was so hot. And they gave me actually all my wardrobes, brand name like Dolce & Gabbana, all this expensive clothing, but mismatched them. It's kind of weird. She has this high heel shoes carrying this. I asked him deliberately put everything in my basket. I have it because that's a real thing. Not sometimes I put papers like I said no, put the real thing, which is heavy with the high heel shoes. How you walk, just the lady you mentioned. So I was trying to walk her. She will walk certain way, not like a young girl. So that's how I get to know her in the very first moment. I think she must have something, shows something, and she knew as what she appears to the audience on screen. I think you'll be surprised what I'm going to answer you. I think she's a master of Zen Buddhism. Probably a lot of people say, wow, where does that come from? I think I don't know, like Asian culture, Zen Buddhism, or the master of Buddhism, they're very wise. But of course, she's more fun of the Zen Buddhism master because she has fun and she enjoys what she does, and she's more intelligent. She's like, basically, she's testing you. I give you the dumpling. I tell you this is going to change, but it's up to you to take it. It's a test. And this story, of course, made it, this woman took it and then affect her whole life. But probably there's a lot of story when this woman come in, when the dumplings presented to you, and they start eating, they start freaking out, they run away and change their entire life. I think she's just there to give you all this test or possibilities in life, but it's up to you how far you go. So I feel like she's such, when first time I saw her, I said, wow, she's so cool. I want to be her. She's so confident. She has full of life and fun and intelligent and wise, also innocent, and also she's provocatively sexy. You know, she's not dependent on anyone. She just like enjoy life. Material things is nothing to her. She's just a free spirit. I feel like, wow, so bold, so modern. It's like a modern day woman. I see so many colors in her. I just really like her energy, her positive attitude of life, and also her mischievous of intelligence of trick people in a way. You know, the dumpling is like 1,400 years old of history. I think it's very clever they're doing this way, or trick people that way, or make them believe, because every new year, like young kid, no matter how old, how young, like how many generations, like 4 or 5 generations together, that's what we do, making dumplings, eating dumplings. You must believe with dumplings, there's an old therapy there. Whatever they say or represent, you believe it, because that's the tradition. And also it's a family oriented, because you're together making dumplings. It's like you sealed the dumplings and put the best things inside. I don't know, they use that way to make people believe. And for her, my character, say, this is a good thing for you, your grandmother will serve you, the children will eat it. And I don't know, it's like kind of a contemporary life, kind of a, I think it's easy to get people lost, confused, and people are clever, use those things to manipulate you. That's why this film, I like it. I think it's really, really dangerous. It's a mirror of real life. It's a lot of like dark corners that we ignore and we don't want to see, but we all know it's there. So I think it's good thing about this film is one of the most dangerous, challenging contemporary movies out there, talking about the subject, which is very dangerous. They're saying it's a horror. It's not to me. It's something, I think sometimes the pure blackness, the darkness is beautiful, because without the pure darkness, you will never see the sun. No, you will never see the moon and the stars. So they're there for a reason. I think you have to appreciate the sunlight. Only way to appreciate that is you know the dark side. That's what I believe. I think sometimes people say, oh, how rich I am. I own this building, this hotel. I say, do you know how rich I am? I own the universe. So we'll do. It's our home. You don't have to have this is my home. Why you have that? Like for me, I still live in a single one-bedroom apartment I have, but which in the meantime, I'm living in all these hotels, traveling the world. But for me, I really don't, I think the material things, money and all these things, it's necessary, but it's for you to live life well, to serve you, to live life. Instead, in contemporary society, everybody's so busy. They're trying to make money. They're slaves to those material things. They're working for the things supposed to work for them. So just for me, it's like I really very much, of course, what I said. And what I was saying, I have this free, simple feeling. You know, I'm free. No matter how rich you're a slave. You're not happy. You're like, I look at them. I look at his wife, which represents majority of our wife. A lot of this high expensive, whatever, society, higher society have money, they have everything. But it's so pathetic to me in a way. It's like they're living in these golden boxes and it's like so trapped there and become plastic themselves. Therefore, they have to have plastic surgery because they're there. I think the good thing about me is I'm living life like constantly like jet lagged. I feel like I live between sky and earth, in between, always somewhere, really don't know where my feet is. Sometimes I'm walking on the clouds. And I feel like, people ask me where you're from. I say, I come from the moon. I say, I like Earth, I visit here, I like it, I decide to stay. And sometimes in the weekend, I go back to change the wardrobe, come back again. I feel like I'm basically follow my instinct in life and not have any thoughts, any plan, any hope. I don't have those things. I can't think of the future. I'm literally just blindly follow my fate, follow my journey is supposed to be. And in that way, actually, I've learned your mind is it's obstacles. It's the enemy against you from truth. from your own path. We think are clever. You choose this, you choose that, so you can have that kind of life. But actually, our mind is very limited. The nature is so much more powerful. So I was learned just let the nature guide me and take me to the way I supposed to be and to the journey I supposed to be. So I think if I was more clever, think about I could design, I could plan something, probably I'll never get here. Basically, I feel like it's something like in Hollywood. I never knew. I did not even speak English. I don't know anybody. First time I was in New York, and people asked me, I have some friends, so what do you want to do? What do you want to be? I said, I want to be an actress. I was learning A-N before the A. They were laughing so badly. I was feeling like so vulnerable. I said, Bai Ling, have you noticed all the waiters or waitresses, they're actors here? I said, why? I could not understand what they're saying. But for me, it's like there's innocence because I don't see the obstacles. It's like children. And they'll do anything. If a fire, they're jumping. One time I see my sister has a little daughter. She was 4 years old. There's a bug. She picked it up, put it in her mouth. I said, you cannot do that. But there's no fear because she doesn't know. So they're sort of applied to my life. It's like I just have this passion, it's love, this innocence. There's a candlelight inside my heart. And it's something I'm just like made for, to be actress. There's a beauty there. I want this light to shine. It's sort of my duty to serve. So I just blindly walking in the darkness, suddenly this beautiful moon appeared in front of me. It's really a miracle. It's not something that I planned or I think you don't need to. I think the life journey is already there. If you have no worries and you just look at positive side, light of the life, and just give everything you have, give the positive energy and smile to others, you have a great gift. I was just in Cannes. I had a film in a Cannes Film Festival, Southland Tales. That was the first time I was in Cannes. I promised myself I'll never be there unless I have filming competition. So somehow your wish become true if you just sincerely wish for. So I did a French movie, Luc Besson's movie Taxi Trois. So I speak French in the film. And I don't know why, like Europe, like France particularly, because the language or the music, the history, and somehow I feel always, romantic there. It's a romance to me. It doesn't matter how people think. Even like London, said, oh, it's raining, it's awful, but to me, they're beautiful. And even I walk out from the hotel and it's this building, just somehow I just feel like they speak to me. It's like a museum, it's like painting. They have this old culture and people are, I don't know, sometimes I feel like in American people are kind of boring, because they don't have this history, say like fast food. You drive by, you eat. Like in Europe, you drink wine. I constantly get me drunk in Cannes, in Germany, in London. You drink champagne and wine, dessert wine. You just take a long time to eat. I think they enjoy life. And I like Prague. I like a cultured ancient place because there's so many characters. There's so many. Also Venice, the path. Sometimes I stand in the intersection and say, which path I take? When you take one, you never go back to another. It's like life. You just have to choose following, go there. They're all attractive, but which one is it's confusing. But it's something, I'm attracted to the unknown, and my own character is adventurous. So wherever there, I don't know. I have so many fears like anybody else, but somehow whatever I'm afraid of, I'll find myself there. So that's why it's fun in life. You just challenge yourself, have fun. It's funny, in the beginning, he always say, oh, Bai Ling, you're from Hollywood. I said, come on, Fu Chen. I'm more primitive than you. I come from mainland China, and Hollywood just somehow happened. I worked there a little bit. So finally changes. He's like, we don't talk much. He's like testing me and trying to figure out who I am, what I'm gonna do. We don't have much of dialogue. But in the end, I really appreciate is that he gave me this tremendous freedom. So whatever I want to do, in the end, he said, my God, you have so many ideas. He said, Bai Ling, as long as you're truthful, you do whatever you want. I said, okay. So I become more fun. I do this, I do that. It was just so much fun working with him. He's very sharp. The thing I like him the most, I think, is very contemporary. And his mind is very modern. And he's not like the traditional old Chinese style. and he's just free. You know, whatever you do, he'll capture, he'll use it. Yeah, I go back to China all the time. I feel like how I formatted because Chinese culture. And there's part of me, of course, in public, whatever the media portray me like sexy, open, like a contemporary, kind of crazy sometimes, this actress. But in nature, there's a shyness, there's a vulnerability, there's something, you know, like I go to like premiere party stuff, like I can do it, red carpet stuff. But every time before I get off of my car, I look at it, I was so nervous. I said, oh, wow, what is this? It seemed like I never been there. I always feel like a little country girl, you know, suddenly go somewhere, go to a party. And there's a simple, like blindly believe in life, in beauty, and in my own, I basically live in my own universe. I don't watch much movie at all. I don't like them. I like real life. I think also the Chinese culture, I feel, you know how I grew up is like music and poetry and nature. So I grew up in a courtyard running around naked with my grandmother and chasing after all the animals, duck, goose, whatever, sheep. And then my grandfather held me, always sitting on his shoulder, memorize all these old ancient like poems. And then music, because my father teaches composition. I learned violin and pipa. I play them professionally. So those things I'm glad was those elements formatted my soul because they're most romantic. When I was singing, my shoes was off. I was singing all these crazy things and very loudly. I think just so free. I think in songs to her, it's like a joke. You know, it's like a joke. She just enjoys. She likes to perform. She's like a child in a way. You know, after eating, we sing. You know, it's sort of kind of in Chinese tradition, like when you're eating and people are singing in a tea house or in a restaurant. So it's something for fun. I think she's like entertaining her guests and make something special. They'll come back, and also for her own enjoyment. You know, perform, have fun. Yes, I have blessed. I think I'm very lucky, and all these are gifts for me. So I'm very fortunate. So only thing I can give back is when I'm act to play whatever character needed me to play, and give everything, give all my passion, love, and heart. So to my character. So then I won't feel regret. I won't feel guilty of taking all the gifts I have in life.